Hello, here's Zoe and Jamie with more HTML today. I thought I'd start with HTML because it's the one that I know most, and also it's the one that you encounter most often out in the wild. And I was looking at a lot of different bits of training that people have for HTML, and it's all good stuff, but there's one thing I noticed about them all, which is that they don't seem to start with what I would think of as the basics. So I thought I would do like just that, like the really fundamental conceptual, what are we dealing with here? So I was thinking about explaining this using a recipe. So if we open up to a random recipe, here we go. Pepper beef and mushroom stir fry. There we go. It's delicious. Jamie wants some. Now if we have a look at that recipe right there, there are some things that we can tell right away. We can tell that there's one bit of the recipe which is a list of ingredients. There's another bit of the recipe which is a list of instructions. He's adorable, isn't he? Look at that. There's another bit which tells us like how many people it serves, and there's a bit where it's got a title on it. And we've also got a heading up here, beef and veal, which is very handy. Now, we can work all that out largely because we're humans. We know that 700 grams of beef strips is definitely going to be an ingredient because we're intelligent. We know things like that. And we know that combined beef with black pepper and Szechuan pepper in medium bowl is an instruction because we're humans. We're clever. We can work that out. We've got brains. Computer's got no brain. It's not even stupid. It has absolutely no intelligence at all. It's got nothing. So when it looks at that, all it's basically seeing is that. It could be saying chicken, squid, muffin top, popple, filtered, dishwasher. I don't even know. So the reason why we even have HTML is about structuring documents. It's about providing the web browser with the information it needs to make enough sense out of this that it's reading, that it can work out vaguely what's going on, or at least work out well enough what's going on to be able to present it back to us, the human user, because the human users, we're the only ones that really count. You know, we're the best. Alright, so if we look at that, okay, so I made up, here's like the world's easiest recipe. Yeah? Roast chicken. Don't make that. It's just an invented recipe. I would not trust any recipe invented by me. So, for the computer, that's just a list of words, yeah? It's got nothing. So what the computer really needs us to do is come in and tell us, don't restart now, you dumb computer, and tell us which bit is which. So up at the top there, we're going to say that that's a heading. And we're going to do that by adding this tag in the angle brackets right there. It's always in angle brackets. H1, heading 1, big heading. It goes 1 through 6, by the way. But that's not quite enough. We actually need to tell the computer not just where the heading starts, we need to tell it where it ends. And I'm going to tell you something personal right now, which is that I can't tell left from right, and 9 times out of 10 I draw the following symbol in the wrong direction. I make no promises as to whether I've got this right this time, but I bet I haven't. I bet I've got that wrong. Okay, so I'm saying close it. Start and finish. Okay, now we've got to do, what's the next bit? Well, the next bit's a list, right? And fortunately, HTML knows about lists, and in fact, it's got a way of allowing us to put lists in. It's got two of them. It's got one is an ordered list and one is an unordered list. Not that complex. It actually means one has numbers at the front and one doesn't have numbers at the front. Our ingredients, they can go in any order. I've written chicken, oil, salt, garlic. I could write garlic, salt, chicken, oil, and it would be exactly the same, doesn't matter. So you just call that an ordered list. And at the end of it, we're going to, I swear I've got that the wrong way, I always do, left and right. Okay. Starts, ends. How do we know that each thing in the list is a separate item? Well, the computer's so stupid it doesn't even really understand line breaks very well, so we're going to actually specify that too. We're going to say that's a list item, that's a list item, that's a list item, that's a list item. I'm not going to close them off because you get the idea. Now, on the other hand, the next bit, with the instructions for cooking the chicken, where it says, if I cook the chicken for 1 hour and then I turn the oven on, that's a problem. So this bit, it does matter when the instructions are actually in order. So, fortunately, we've got a symbol for that too, which is, oh damn, I did that so wrong. Ah, man, I put the wrong bit in the wrong bit. Unordered list, there we go. So we're going to make that an ordered list, again, with list items, list. If, you know what, if I left this by itself, the HTML would actually add the numbers at the front of each line item for me, and then at the end of it we're going to say end ordered list. So by doing just that, we've now provided enough information for the computer to make enough sense of this that it knows how to present it on the page. And that's really the only thing we're trying to do. That's it. That's it. That we're just trying to put in enough information that the computer knows how to show things. And if you ever want to see how this looks in the wild, you can see how this works on every single web page that you ever go to. If you are on your PC or a Mac, it doesn't work really well with iPads and iPhones, but any web page you're on, you right click, you have a look at the options there. One of them is view source. If you select that, boom, you can see like actually all the HTML in the entire page. Have a look, it's really interesting. There's a lot going on in there, and every single bit of it, this is the important part, is intelligible. There is nothing in there which cannot be understood using a human brain. And that can be very irritating when you can't get your head around it. Isn't it irritating? But it does mean that it can be cracked. There's nothing there which you can't understand with the application. Like I say, a blessing and a curse. Excuse my voice. Jamie and Zoe both have colds today, but that is the fundamentals of the structure of HTML documents. Take.